Hey guys, so today I want to do this video in a very different way. I have a ton of Too Faced things to show you, things that I'm really excited about that they sent to me recently. You know, companies that I don't accept things from everyone, but like I've said before, you know, if it's a company that I like or something that I'm genuinely interested in, of course I'm gonna accept it. My makeup's like half done right now, by the way. But Too Faced is always something that I'm excited about. A lot of my favorites are by them. And, you know, of course I don't have to show any of this. I don't have to do any of this, but I was so excited by it that I wanted to show it and talk about it. And as I was doing my makeup, I thought, you know, instead of just being like a bam, 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 why don't I just try it on with you guys? So some of this stuff, like I said, is Too Faced stuff. I have the new Melted Chocolate lipsticks. I have 6 of these, which I believe is all. And the Too Faced La Creme Color Drenched Lipstick. I have 10 of these. I love this packaging. It's that, like, oh my god, what's that word? Shinmasuri. I don't know how to pronounce that word. But I wanted to do that in my dining room. I still want to do that. Like, get someone to stencil it really nice. I don't know anyone that does that, and I don't trust myself enough to do it. I could always try, I guess, and then if it turns out horrible, I could just paint over it. But I don't want to like ruin my house. Okay, some new foundation, and then I know this isn't a lot of things, so this might get crazy. The 2 main things, this is what I'm going to kind of try on with you guys, the Chocolate Bonbons and the Love Flush Blush Palette. Oh my gosh, this is probably my favorite thing. These Love Flush blushes are my favorite, and I love having them all together. So I just thought we'd just kind of try on this stuff together. The things that I don't wear, I'll kind of swatch for you. So I'm wearing this sweatshirt by L&M. I love these. I'm obsessed with her sweatshirts. You guys know this, but I love these sweatshirts from her line. They're just so great. I love this one. And then a necklace by her. Love having friends that have like really cool lines of things. And then I'm wearing my, speaking of another, the HRH collection bracelets. A lot of times I just wear my gold cuffs, so I don't bust these out as much as I should, but they are so pretty. And I almost just wanted to wear just the one. I think that's just kind of pretty, but I really love both. And I know when I was talking to her about these, I was saying that they reminded me of me and Olivia. I love that little pink stone. I don't know what these are called. You'll have to, if you want one of these, you'll have to ask her. So I don't know what they are, but they're really, really pretty, and I've enjoyed those, and they're really pretty with these together. So yeah, I've done my foundation. I'm to the point where I would start doing my eyes. I was gonna use my new Makeup Forever. I purchased this again. You guys know this is like my love. I love these so much. And I use the shade 25 and 30 mixed together. That's just my perfect shade. I just love these. Sometimes I like to wear foundations that are a bit more coverage because they look more natural, because I can use like a fraction of the amount. So like if I were to use a foundation that was, you know, maybe marketed as being super natural or, you know, whatever, most of the time those are a little more sheer, and you would have to put on more to get the coverage that you wanted, unless if your skin was just really great. But I like my skin to be pretty perfected looking, but I like it to still look natural. So I find that if I use those and maybe use like a damp sponge, or, you know, I've done a lot of videos on that over the years, and I've shared that kind of that method with you. So that's what I like to do. I can, you know, just use much, much less, and then it looks more natural. This foundation is very, very similar to that, and I did not expect it. And I'm not sharing this because because I'm showing Too Faced stuff. That's not what this is. I've had this for a couple months now. I think these are new colors, the Snow and the Pearl. They've added new colors to the range. It's still slightly yellow tinted, but they're more natural or neutral tinted or toned than the other ones, which were very, very yellow. But I'm using the Snow color. You can see it is just like, it matches my skin tone, so I'm pretty pale. So that's just, it is what it is. I don't like to use things that are darker. And then I have on a little bit of my lip liner, which probably looks a little nuts on its own. I'm using the Too Faced Perfect Lips. I know, another Too Faced product. Okay, I really like Too Faced products. That's totally not intentional. You guys know that. That's one that I've used for a long time. Sometimes you can just fill in your lips with that and it works. So I'm to the point where I'd be doing my eyeshadow. They did send me another Too Faced shadow insurance, which it looks like they've changed the packaging of. So, you know, I know a lot of times like with palettes, and I kind of did that with the Gwen Stefani palette, like when you get something new, you want to just like go all out and think, okay, I've got to make this super different, or not that mine were like super different, but you know, I've got to use all the colors, or let me use the colors that are out of the ordinary in the palette or whatever. And a lot of times that's just not really the look that I do. So I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm gonna do just something that I would normally do. I don't want to like, you know, I want to just be real about what I would do with it. And I'm not gonna try to use all the colors to show you how versatile it is, because then it would end up look like I'm been punched in the face. So I guess I'll use this Cashew Chew color. I've played with this just a little bit, and that color looks so light, but it's actually a really good crease color. And day to day, I just kind of like a more natural look. And you know, sometimes I don't even really wear eyeshadow, or I'll just take a color and just kind of lightly sweep it over and just not make a big deal about it. You know, I just don't want to look like I've tried so hard every day. And then this mocha shade, oh gosh, this is so hard to hold. Pretty similar, but a little darker. So if you wanted to darken up your crease a little, you could do that. What do I want to do? Like, this is not going to be super unique. Like I said, I'm just showing you like what I would do every day. And honestly, maybe this isn't the best palette for every day, because I mean, it's got a lot of darker colors, okay? Like looking at it, it's got a few crease colors. It does not have a warm crease color like the Chocolate Bar 1 and 2, or whatever they're called. It doesn't have that, so it's more cool. Lately, I've really been liking more matte colors. I'll use this Sprinkles color. It's kind of pink, but it's not like super pink. Where the heck? Okay. See, like these two are pretty pink. This one's just kind of normal. Like, if you put it on, it doesn't, or natural, I mean. Normal. It just looks a little, just like a sheen. And I'm gonna use this Bordeaux color. Just my like typical eye look. And honestly, okay, if you guys have the first two and you're a huge fan of these, it smells amazing. It has the same chocolate smell that I love, but honestly, like it is different because the colors are more cool. I feel like the first two are more versatile, even though you have like these random like colors. I do feel like they're more versatile because it's got like a mix of warm and cool, I feel. This is just pretty cool for the most part. I like to have like a warm blending shade, which this doesn't have. I mean, I wouldn't always do this outer color like this, but it's kind of pretty. All right, so that's just kind of like my everyday thing. And then I'll do like maybe that mocha color on the lower lid, or lower lash line, I guess. Lower lid. Just to kind of like smudge it so it looks a little messy. I kind of like that look. And then this Divinity color. I love Divinity. Like if you buy it from a really good like sweet shop, it's like my favorite little treat. That I'm pretty fair, so you know that's not really showing up super well on me. But if you had a bit of a darker skin tone, that would be really pretty, but that did nothing for me. Okay. And like of course I'm just blending, there's pink and you know, there's like a purple and stuff, but you know, for me every day, I don't really do that. I don't know, just kind of playing with it. This would be like an everyday look that I would get from that. And just quickly, I'm gonna use my Ico Skinny liquid liner. I haven't really been doing like a big wing or a tail or anything. I haven't really been into that. I've just kind of been making it a little, just like fat on the edge and just kind of stopping it. And then I'm going to use my Chanel Volume. I wish mine would dry out some. I've had this thing like forever. Well, not like forever, but I feel like it hasn't gotten to that point where it's like really good yet. You know, like after you've used it for a month or so, and it like, this is the wettest mascara right away. And I remember when I first got it, I didn't like it because of that. But then like after you use it for a while, it's so good. I don't really like how it made my lashes look. I feel like they kind of look spiky, but whatever. So I feel like this is just really easy. And then, so yeah, like I don't know what my verdict is. I feel like it's good. The quality is good. The colors, I like a bit more of a cool and warm mix. I don't like palettes that are all cool or all warm. This one, I mean, it's cool, you know. All the natural colors are very cool in tone. And then you've got like the pinks and the purple and this, you know, this teal. So there are this like darker teal. There are a lot of different shades within this palette. So if you like that, this is a good one. And I like to mix color, you know, like I do in with natural colors, or, you know, I don't like to just do pink or just do, you know, I like to mix it all together. So I like that about these palettes because it's a natural base, but then it's got like these different colors mixed in, which is cool. So I don't know, it's just as always, you know, it's such a personal thing, but I think it's kind of a cool little addition. This palette, you don't see too many blush palettes, so this has got me majorly excited, especially because I've told you guys these are some of my favorite little blushes. But Too Faced has really, I mean, over the years, I've really loved their products. I really have. But lately, it's just gotten so fun. You know, I look at different things that I really like, and a lot of things are Too Faced products, which is kind of cool. So I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna use this Your Love is King just to show you that they're pigmented, but they're versatile. So I'm using one of these little like duo fiber brushes. This is an F15. So when I use a darker shade, these kind of brushes are helpful because it kind of just gives you that like, almost like you've used a cheek stain, you know, it just gives you like a little wash of color. And I love blush palettes because, or blush, like I don't really have any, so, but what I'm saying is I love the idea of a blush palette because if you get a little too pink, you could mix in a peach or, you know what I mean? It's just fun and they're all here, you know? And yes, the actual colors are small, but if you've got them all together, I don't think you're gonna, like if you just bought one individual in that tiny little size and you were just like going at that one color, then yeah, you might go through it quickly. But I think when you've got all of them together like this and you may be like, you know, like picking up different ones, I don't think that you would do that. But I really love these. They wear really nicely. They don't wear off easily. They don't oxidize and like turn different weird colors. So really gorgeous. The melted lipsticks, I have 6. So I have 3 that are the regular, you know, like without this shimmer. And Chocolate Honey, which is the one that's a little more brown. Chocolate Milkshake, which is like a more tan, warmer brownish. And then Chocolate Cherries, very dark. So I think I'm gonna wear the Chocolate Honey. I like the chocolate, which is the one that's the more brown. And then there's the Chocolate Milkshake. And then I don't wear this one because it is like black dark. Like it is really dark. But I'm gonna show you what the Chocolate Honey looks like. It's really brown. Okay, so it's a very 90s vibe. And honestly, like what makes it chocolate is the colors are all inspired by chocolate. Obviously, they're more brown. They have a really nice chocolate smell, and it's not a sickening chocolate smell. Like, you know how some like candles or scented things that smell like chocolate are just disgusting and smell like poop? Like this is really, it's like a yummy chocolate. So really brown, but really nice. And you know, the regular melted colors, they have a bit of a sweet smell too, but this is really chocolatey. And then I have to do this, like the melted sugar, which is just in the regular melted. I use this on top of everything. It's just the perfect, a little goes a long way. It's the perfect nude, and on its own, it is really nude. But I just like to put it in with things. I just like to mix it. And like I always say with these melted lipsticks is you cannot pile them on like their lip gloss. Like when I was working with that, I literally wasn't squeezing out anymore. I was just kind of working with what was on the tip of it. The thinner you apply these, the better, because they'll just get kind of gross. So I really like that one. Let me show you. So this is the Chocolate Honey, which is the one that I'm wearing. And then you have the Chocolate Milkshake, which is, God, these smell so good. See, it's a little peachier. This one is pretty. I have worn this one a lot. That was the first one that I started wearing when I first got these. So I have, and this one is just really, to me, it's too dark for me. It's the Chocolate Cherries. would be beautiful though. Like the color itself is beautiful. I just personally am not into it. And then in the metallic line, there are 3, or I have this may be it, this may not be it, I don't know. The metallic frozen hot chocolate, which is the darkest one, the metallic chocolate diamonds, which is the lightest one, and then the metallic candy bar, which is sort of like a medium brown one. So the metallic chocolate diamonds looks like that. I just really am not a huge fan of these. On the lips, the shimmer is really chunky. So you can see that one, it's very sheer. I have tried to wear that one before, and it's just not my favorite. You know what, too? This one was kind of like that. I've noticed some of these melted lip colors are very oily when you first squeeze them out or whatever. And, you know, I wish that they would kind of fix that. The formula can kind of be a little weird, so you may have to kind of work it a little before you do it. But yeah, this one I can't stop. I can't keep it from being oily. This is the metallic frozen hot chocolate. So these, you know, they look a little more sheer, but this one is very dark. This brown is just not a very pretty brown to me on the metallic candy bar. It's kind of a greenish brown, a yellowy brown, which is not very good. But if you can see those first 3 colors, they're absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna wipe those off. And yeah, the shimmery ones were just really greasy. I don't know why. So next, the La Creme Color Drenched Lipsticks. Like I said, I have 10. These are really nice. They're very moisturizing. The consistency is very creamy, but the color is very pigmented. So this is what the box looks like, and you know, the little colors on the little heart on the end. But this is what gets me. I mean, if all brands would do that. I love how Too Faced, like, the packaging is the color of what it is. Like even these Love Flush blushes, these are the full sized. You see? Like the packaging is the color of what it is. And I like that. There's no mystery. But I like when I look in my drawer, I can see all these. Yes, there is a blue one. The packaging's like very weighty. So there's like a really nice shade range, I feel. There's natural colors, there's really pinks, I feel like sometimes with some lines, there's just like one or the other. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some of the natural colors. Okay, so this color in Topless, love this one. Of course, it's like super nude and very me, but it's okay, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to do it this way. Took my bracelets off so they wouldn't get all scummy. So this one looks like that. It's perfect nude if you love nude lips. I wore this one the other day. It was so comfortable, so nice, really cool. And then this one called Sugar Daddy, which is probably, I would say, the best everyday one. It's very like lip color, very simple. Sorry, I keep looking at her monitor. And then next, I'm trying to run through these pretty quickly. I'll go through the ones that are really pink. This one called Clueless. I love the names of these. This one has like a subtle shimmer to it. Love it. I used to have a Lancome lipstick back in the day that smelled like fruit that was like this color. It's kind of like a really blue pink, like a really cool pink. And then this one called Double Bubble, which is a really hot pink. So if you're a pink lover, that's what that one looks like. This is like right up your alley. And then Mean Girls. Funny that they have Clueless and Mean Girls. And Mean Girls is the same formula as the Clueless one. Has a bit of that shimmer to it, but it's a brighter pink. Okay, and then this one's called 90210, like OHH. It's just a really pretty, like berryish red. It's not a true red. Kind of is. I don't know. It's just a little bit of a deeper true red, which I like those types of red. And this one called Wham. I don't know if you can really see how pretty the actual lipsticks are with all this like shimmer. That one is kind of like a berryish fuchsia. And then Berry Naughty, which I'm running out of arm. Kind of a purpley berry color. And that one has no shimmer. And then Ursula, which is a very dark one with shimmer. And it is kind of, you know, like a berryish color, a little bit of a purpley brown berry. And finally, this one called Unicorn Tears, which is like the perfect name for it because it's so nuts. It's blue, okay. But it goes on, wow, it like really changed. I don't know if you can really see on my wrist. It's very iridescent. I used it on my lips when I first got it out of the packaging. I put it on and it looked crazy, but it turns like a pinkish shade. Like when you look at it later, like you can see the pink kind of around it. You know how some of those lipsticks that kind of oxidize or turn? So I think that's kind of what it does. It kind of turns with your body chemistry, but none of the other ones do that. So I don't know. A little strange, that Unicorn Tears color, but I really love the formula of those. I love the colors, like I said. These two are just my favorite. The Topless and the Sugar Daddy, and then the Clueless. And then the rest of them are more, I think, like fun or darker. I don't know, you may be into those for everyday too. Wow. I'm gonna have to use some makeup remover. I don't wanna like ruin my shirt. I'm glad I took my bracelets off. And I'm nearing the end, y'all, I promise. I just wanted to show you guys all this stuff because it's kind of cool. So you guys know I'm obsessed with my Too Faced little teddy bear kabuki brush that I've had for a very long time. And I just really, really love it. And they have come out with other brushes as well. And this one is called Mr. Right, the Perfect Powder Brush. And then it has the little teddy bear on it because their bristles are synthetic. It says fall in love with Mr. Right, blah, 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 for bronzers, luminizers, blushes, and long walks on the beach. Brushes. So yeah, they call them teddy bear hair bristles. This is a brush that I first saw by Sigma. They came out with this, you know, type of brush. Everyone's kind of done this shape of brush, but it is my favorite. So for good reason, you know, like it's just the perfect brush for, and you can take this little bow tie off. It's just for packaging, but I left it on because it was cute. I wanted to show y'all. But yeah, I like how they've done their brushes. I think they're really pretty. I like when a company does this ferrule part like really long. It just makes it easier to clean, you know, the water doesn't get into that part. So I just think it's nice. But I've been using this for my powder and it's easy, you know, it works well. You can use it for bronzer, you can use it for powder, which is what I like to use these for. You can even use it for blush, for your highlight. So these I think are very versatile type brushes. If you've got the other one, you definitely don't need this one, but if you were looking for a brush like that and you don't have one at all, this would be a good option. I did not forget about my vlog this week. I am going to actually post it next week because obviously Christmas is at the end of the week and I am gonna be not hanging out on YouTube at that time. So, whereas I'd normally post a video on Friday and do like a 2 video a week, Monday, Friday type thing, I'll probably do like a Monday, Wednesday type thing and post my Christmas vlog on Wednesday. So I've got a lot of clips that I need to get together. It's gonna probably be a nightmare to edit it because I haven't even put any on my computer, like even looked back at them, but I'm gonna show you guys like some of our decorations and just a couple little things, and of course chit chat with you guys, but I feel like I wanna just like talk about random things, but I know this has been way long already, so we will catch up very soon. I've got a lot of cool videos coming up, some more like personal ones. I wanna do a video like, you know, a couple mom updates and things like that. I've just been busy and I haven't had time to do a lot of different things. So January is gonna be really fun. So many cool things coming up in January. So can't wait to share all of that with you guys. I'll be vlogging a bunch of cool things. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking around. Definitely check out some of these items. If you're curious about anything, I will link below. Thanks for hanging out with me in this little makeup chit chat and for playing around with my new items with me. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.